Hi guys, what's up? It's me, Audra. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, I'm not sure how you got here, but certainly I'm glad you came. And if you are new here, well, you're in for a treat. All right, if you enjoy chaotic, frenetic energy, beauty, horror, and a little bit of commentary thrown in, then I suggest you go ahead and subscribe. For the low, low price of $0, I will tell you another random fact about myself. Today's random fact, I'm kind of terrified of the dark. I know, but if you were witchy, you would be a little scared of it too. Okay, and here are my socials. Let's hang out, let's do the things. Listen, I'm working on it. My social media life is like, I also post a lot of looks there that I'm proud of, not all of them. And then in my Instagram stories, I like to show you my dog. All right, guys. So what are we here with today? Well, today we're here with a genuine beauty video. That's right. I actually have gotten the Coloured Raine Safari palette. Oh my gosh. The Safari Raine palette is one that I had on my list for a while. And let us just first talk about the packaging. Coloured Raine is notorious for fabulous, fantastic packaging. Look at the colors, like look how beautiful it is. And here's the fun thing about this. When you get it out of the case, they keep the same energy. Look at that. Look, the same energy. I always keep all of the cases that I receive from Coloured Raine. And if you don't believe me, I'm not gonna show them to you because I don't want you to know how weird I really am. All right, so what we're gonna do today is kind of review and play with it and see if I am still a stan when this is all said and done. Because if you are new here and you don't know,
I am a Coloured Raine stan.
Okay, I'm gonna show you what. Listen, no judgment, no judgment. Here we go. So my Coloured Raine collection of palette type stuff consists of the Power Blush palette. This is the My Day One. It is stunning, and I'm probably gonna go ahead and use that. I don't know what Beau is doing, and I'm gonna pretend he's not up to some shit, as he normally is. But this has a very, very stunning blush and highlighter duo, and typically, here's the thing about me, I normally do not like these because I often feel like the blush is beautiful, but the highlight is garbage. That's not the case here. Beau, what have you got, darling? Then next up, I also have the Beauty Rest palette. This is one of my favorite palettes from them. Lorraine is just really, really good at creating palettes. I just think that the cohesive color stories, gorgeous, and very rarely like I haven't found anything that's really repeated. I have seen shades that might be somewhat similar, but outside of the actual pan on your lid, completely different color. So that's something I look for. I also now have the Coloured Raine Smoke Show, and I also have the Queen of Hearts, which is one of the most iconic Coloured Raine palettes next to the Safari Raine palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the Smoke Show right quick and show you that one before we really get into the looks. This is this, and the reason I wanted to do these first was so that you could actually really see what I'm talking about with regard to duplication. This palette is so fun, and you can use all of the colors in the Smoke Show. You can go very light or you can go glam as fuck. It's up to you. The Queen of Hearts is really one of my favorite palettes of all time. It is absolutely stunning. It is gorgeous. It's beautiful. The shimmers, perform. The mattes, perform. There's nothing in here where I'm like sad that it's here. And this crown shade, you guys, this shade is stunning. Let me see if I can get it to where, there we go. This shade is absolutely stunning. It kind of mimics, she has another white shade like that, I think, in the Power palette. It has a very interesting reflective quality where it seems white, but once you put it on, let me see, here we go. Once you put it on with whatever shade, it kind of mimics the tone of that shade. And this one has a little bit of a purple pink shift. Let me show that to you here. It has a little bit of a purpley pink shift. So it's very, very pretty. Let's see if it'll pick it up. because you know I'm bad at doing this hand thing. So like, listen, I'm working on my beauty guru skills. There we go. It has a little bit of a purpley pink shift, and whatever color you use, it's gonna highlight that color even more. So that's one of the things, I don't know how she did that, but like, The next two is going to be the Vivid Pigments and Shadows, and also the Power Palette. Now the Power Palette is one of the most beautiful palettes as well. This palette has a lot of purples in it. It's very like purple rain, if you will, but it's quite beautiful. I love Truth. This shade here is absolutely stunning. From like point A to point B, it's an absolutely stunning shade. You can build this up, you can smoke it out, you can do whatever you want to do to make it gorgeous, and everything in here goes with one another, and all of the shades blend very, very well with each other. We're gonna finish this out with the Vivid Pigments and Shadows. This is the best rainbow palette of all time. This has so many beautiful colors with you for you to work with, and they're very easy to work with. They are stunning shades, and I just love working with this palette. I like that I can use this with all of my single shadows. I can really have a lot of fun with this, and the greatest thing about Coloured Raine to me is when you want to play with all of the palettes or mix and match, all of the shades blend well with each other. You're not running into a situation where you go from one palette to the next and one shade is working well but another is not. So I feel very confident in the formula. So we're gonna find out if I still like it. And so for S's and G's, what we're gonna do, I like to put on my eyeshadow first in case I experience any fallout, which typically I do not with Coloured Raine, but I just like to do that to be on the safe side, because if I experience fallout, I can just get it off my face pretty easily. We are gonna first go ahead and go in with a primer, of course. So that way, Robert Welsh has done this as well, and that's where I learned it from. That way, if I have this stuff on the primer, like I can just wipe it off and then I put my base on like a monster party. Okay. Now, at the time that I am filming this, it is June something. And the palette is currently sold the fuck out. So I'm so sorry. I don't know if it's ever gonna come back or if this was like a final restock, but what I do wanna do is I wanted to go ahead and swatch everything for you. So we're gonna swatch this top row first, and that way you can look at it, because
today I'm gonna be a beauty guru.
All right, so what we have here, aside from my motorcycle crash scar, is Toucan, Clay, and Tigress. These colors are absolutely brilliant. I don't know why I swatched them this way, but these are absolutely beautiful shades. I will get better at my swatching. Learning process. Now, please keep in mind that I am terrible at swatching. So what we have going from here this way, Congo Basin, Green Valley, and Jungle. So like, remember that this is not what I'm good at, and just remember how they look on my face, okay? I just want to give you an idea. All right, third time's the charm. I've done much better this time. We have a Lioness, Amazon Basin, and Matriarch. So it turns out I need to swatch on my hand, and now we're gonna get started with this party. I'm very excited for this. Let's do it. Now, unfortunately for me, I do not have a different eye primer at this time, so I put on the Devil's Eye Primer, and we're gonna go ahead and start playing with this. So this is a weird, random little blending brush I got. It's from like Shayna B, Miami. I don't even know what that is, but I have it. So we're gonna go ahead and start playing with this. I'm gonna go in with Jungle on the outer edge, and we're just gonna start playing with it there. I feel like I have dog hair right there, and I probably do. Listen to me. That's life. Okay, I'm using quite a bit. I put like a little bit more. Hold on. I usually, for my eye shape, I usually add a little bit more than normal, like folks might, just because I know I'm going to do a tapping motion. So we're gonna come in a little bit closer. Okay, so this is my application, because I do have some deep set eyes. They're slightly hooded, but moreover, there are lines here that make it difficult for me to deposit color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tap this on gently. Ooh, bitch. Oh, okay. Come through. And that's why I don't necessarily stress about how much I'm putting on there. Like, I don't go dog shit crazy, but at the same time, and if you can see what I'm talking about here, there are spaces where color does not deposit immediately, which is why I use this stippling motion to get her to arrive and be there. And then I can go ahead and try to blend a little bit of it later. So we're gonna do this on both sides and we'll be right back. But this is, damn girl, okay. Now I'm gonna pull this shade all the way over, just very gently. I'm not gonna worry so much about where it lies when I have my eye a little bit closed, but I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this over. I'm gonna dot the excess here and then just take the little bit of extra and bring it down. All right, so that eye's finished. We're gonna go do the other eye. We'll be back with what we're about to do. All right, now just a quick note, if you're a person with a deep set eyes or even slightly hooded, if you're trying to figure out exactly, like for symmetry's sake, look at your eye and look at where, like inside of your eye. So look at where you stopped color. So mine stopped right outside this right outside my eye, like the actual, I guess that's the iris, yes. Right outside of the iris, and then I just tried to make it match more over here because we all have different shaped eyes. Mine are two completely different odd shapes. Don't look at them too close. But the good thing about that is that I'm able to just use my actual eye as my point of reference to where I want to stop. So that's just something I'll let you know. And then the windshield motion, I'm able to do a lot easier once the color is deposited on the edges. So that's just a quick tip for those of you who wanted it at all. All right, so next up, I'm in a mood to just do something a little bit, I don't know. My favorite thing in the world is putting strange colors together. I'm actually not going to use, not strange, but I like to put things together in a configuration that I enjoy. So I'm gonna go in with Tigress, and I'm just going to smash that here. Oh, baby. And I'm just using a flat brush. I don't know what kind of brush it is because I'm not that beauty guru, but I'm just using this flat brush from Royal Langnickel. I got this in some beauty box, but I fucking love this brush, so it's always getting washed now. But I'm just gonna go ahead and just gently, just kind of smash this on. Not even gonna use glitter glue because the intent today is just to show you the performance of these. If you didn't have glitter glue, if you're just a normal ass bitch like myself, you know, and you're just playing with color, although I do have glitter glue, but we're not gonna do that today. I'm just gonna gently pull it. Like, I'm not gonna do anything intense. I'm just gonna kind of gently pull it. And then with the excess, if you just take this and just kind of roll that in, because those of us who have deep set eyes, let me tell you, if you go ahead and do this, this helps with your transfer issues. It does for me anyway. If I just kind of roll it in there, it's already in the location. And so I'm like, okay, good. So now we're just gonna pull that just a little bit closer, and that's about where I want it at this point. Same on the other side. And now we're just gonna kind of go back in and pull this shade from Jungle, because we're gonna come back with Jungle in a little bit, but we're just gonna pull it from the outside here. This is something I like to do because it just helps me with my blending. It's my little cheat, just in case I forget, okay? So I pulled it both sides, I have it up here, that's a good time. All right, so next what I'm gonna do is with this rather small brush I have from BH Cosmetics. I've had it for a really long time. Oop, I'm back in focus, so sorry. I've had it for a really long time. So I'm actually gonna come in here with Green Valley because I like to just, I like my life to be a little different, a little bit different. And I'm just gonna pull it in here. Oh, yes, this is what I'm talking about. And that is why I'm using this little brush. So I'm gonna grab a little bit more. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring that down. Now I use the tip of it and just gently pull it into the Tigress so that it's just blending in kind of well and fun. I like to look a little odd, a little different, And I like this. I like this weird kind of thing I got going. Same on the other side. Now what I'm going to do with this with the Green Valley is I'm actually going to take the little bit on the very edge of this brush and I'm just going to pull it through here like this. Because what that's going to do is it's going to just create just like this pretty little rainbow on my big ass eye. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit on the edge of on this side and I'm going to do the same thing over here. And if it helps to just like pull from the bottom first, then do that. All right, so before we get everything blended, let's come in so you can actually see what I've really done. Like I'm gonna bring it really close to you guys so you can see the mess I've made. No, just kidding. But yeah, this is where we stand right now. I know, the lighting, girl, I know. So this is what I have so far. So what I wanna do right quick, just to kind of pull everything back together, I'm gonna take the very littlest amount of jungle onto my brush and then just gently pull it a little bit over onto Tigress here and a little bit pull it over onto Tigress here. And that's really all I want to do. I like the way that I have this blended out. I kind of like a fun, easy blend. Whatever you want to do, you do. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put the rest of my makeup on and come back and do the unders, and we're going to talk about that because this video is about the Safari Raine, not about my makeup application skills. All right, so I put on the rest of my face and you'll see the whole thing here momentarily, but we're going to finish out this eye look because I want to. So what I want to do is I think I'm actually going to go in with Toucan on my lower lash line, and I'm going to use another really small brush. This one's from e.l.f. to put that color in. I have a technique that I guess I use. I don't know if it's new, I don't care, but I'm gonna go ahead and use this technique. I'm gonna put a little bit on the edge and very tightly, very tightly, I'm just gonna pack this just against my lower lash as tight as I can to keep it from blowing out. And then I'm just gonna lightly brush it, very lightly. You pack it and then very lightly brush it because we're going to come back in underneath with a matte shade. The reason why I do this is because the way that my eyes are set, if I just try to go across, and I'm gonna try to let this focus, if I just try to go across like this, it's gonna blow out all over my face, and that is not what my goal is. And also, if you pack it tighter, you can actually see if you're missing any space, like if you missed a spot or anything like that. So the tight pack really helps me out. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side. We're just gonna come in and tightly pack this bad boy. And if you get a little bit somewhere, like don't stress, because we're gonna fix. Now I'm not gonna bring this all the way in on my eyes because the shape here on each eye is different. My inner shape here is different on each eye. So if I bring it all the way in, it makes it messy for me. So I'm gonna take this same brush, I'm just gonna lightly dust off the gold on my hand. It's not a big deal. And I'm gonna come in underneath with Congo Basin. And that's the lighter green color. I'm just gonna come in here and I'm going to use this to ground the gold. So you can kind of see what I'm doing here. What I'm doing is whenever I do my under eye, I'm trying to make words here. Whenever I do my under eye here, what I like to do is use a matte to ground a shimmer. Because I love using shimmers in my under, but I had the hardest time keeping it from like sliding all the way down my face. So what I started to realize is if I use a matte to ground it, it actually works out very nicely for me. So now I'm just gonna kind of blend it through here like so. And then just gently, bring it down a little bit more just to give it a little bit more depth and some dimension. I don't know if that looks good to y'all, but I'm enjoying it. So that's what really matters at this point. It's what I like on my face. And then what I'm gonna do is take the little bit and just kind of flick right here on the edge. Just flick it. Nothing too crazy, just a small flick. And now all that does is just kind of bring together the top and the bottom. That's it. I'm just bringing the top and bottom together by doing like a little bit of a flick. And then that way I have a little bit of depth and dimension. Now, if I really want to be kind of extra fun, I'm gonna go ahead and hit Matriarch, which is the deep brown, and I'm just gonna gently push that right there. See how I did that? Just very gently push that. Nothing crazy. And then go ahead and help the flick. Flick a little bit. Flick a little bit. And then that little, you see how it comes out just a tad, like that little shadow? That can help you when you're doing your liner, or you don't have to do anything with it at all. I have a little bit of it over here as well. All right, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna throw on my liner and we're gonna finish out this look. We're also gonna do the inner eye. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now because I will forget. So I'm gonna take this brush, this is also a Royal Langnickel brush, and I'm going to dot in, I think what I really, really wanna play with is this lioness. So I'm gonna take lioness and I'm gonna just dot it in my inner eye. Now, I have, because of the way that my eyes are situated, I actually use the fact that this part is already deep set, and I just dot the color there. I recently finally figured out how I want to do my inner eye, and it's like that. Girl. Don't tell me I'm not beautiful. Not today. Okay, so I lost the battery for a second, so super sorry. But yeah, I think I've got my inner eye dotted just the way I want it. See, I use a little bit more on this side than this side. It helps to just slightly even it out, and then I just kind of flick that just a tad. Slightly. My eyes are two different shapes, aren't they all? So I'm gonna go ahead, do my liner, and then we'll come back with a final review of how I feel about everything in this palette and show you everything that I've used. I used almost the entire palette with the exception of really 2 shades. So let's play. All right, so this is the final eye look. I actually did go in and use the rest of the colors. I went ahead, hi BB, I've got to hurry because it's gonna storm. I went ahead and threw Amazon Basin, he's licking my armpit, in the brow area, and then you may have seen it, I just went ahead and threw in clay. So I've used every shade in this palette. Like, y'all, I'm being extra AF today, aren't I? So I used every single shade. This is what I look like from afar. I actually went in with a Coloured Raine blush as well, the one that I showed you earlier. I thought, hey, why not? And since we are doing all Coloured Raine, you know what time it is. Now that I'm done being extra as fuck, what do I think about this palette? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I
fucking love it.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I can't help it. It went on very well. All the shades went on very, very well. They blended very easily. Even when I had a bit of a mishap here, which y'all didn't see, but like I got mascara on my face. And the cool thing was that my under just stayed very nice when I just kind of went in with a little bit of concealer to try to fix that. I'm really happy with this palette. The shimmers perform so well. The mattes are just smooth as a butter. You can use a little or a lot. You can blend it easily. You can use all of the colors. Like, this is the other thing. I can use every single shade, and every single shade is fucking represented on my face. And you can see them. They don't blend away into nothing. And that's really my favorite part about this, that it doesn't just blend into fucking nothing, which is my least favorite thing about some palettes. Like, if y'all saw me struggling a long time ago with that Fenty Moroccan Spice palette, I was having so much difficulty with that palette. It was unreal. So how do I feel about it? I absolutely love it. It's gorgeous. I'm gonna be a Coloured Raine stan. I'm so sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Not sorry at all. So this is it. What do you guys think? Did you guys get to pick it up before it was sold out? Are you sad it is sold out? Are you hoping somebody has one that you can have? All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate your time and your energy today. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know what you think about the look in the comments. Did I give you any tips that maybe you didn't use or didn't know before? That's Bo. He's got a potty. A huge, huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys so much. You guys mean the world to me. I love hanging out with you. Thank you for letting me rant this weekend, this past weekend. And everybody, please be safe. It is now required in my state to wear masks. So please be safe out there, because I've been saying it in every video. This shit ain't over. Black lives still matter. And until next time, deuces! Bo, we're gonna go shit now. You are gonna go shit, I promise. I promise. Bye.